You just spoke with the Senate Democratic Caucus. What was your message to them?
Well, that we're going to win the primary and that we're going to win the general election, and that we have worked for an entire year and a half plus to set the environment for victory. I talked about the fact that we qualified by petition, over 150 signatures from Florida voters. The fact that we've secured over 250 elected official endorsements, mainly local elected officials, that we feel that the overwhelming amount of evidence to show that I have been a public servant that has brought about opportunities for the middle class and that have stood up for our men and women in uniform, serving on the Armed Services Committee, the difference between me and the other candidates in the general election. And those differences are very, very night and day. I will be the only candidate that will stand up to maintain the forward progress that we've made and improve it on health care reform, that I will be the only pro-choice candidate, that I will be the only candidate that has 100% environmental record before and after the BP spill, and on and on and on of the empirical evidence to show that I'm on the side of the majority of Floridians on what they believe are the core issues that are facing the state.
What's going on with Harry Reid and Charlie Crist?
I don't know, but it seems like Charlie Crist is the only one talking. But I do know this. The governor has portrayed himself as, someone that he's not. And that is in the question, that's in the minds of a number of Floridians. What I do know is that Leader Reid has not only been supportive of my campaign, invited me to come before the Democratic Caucus a month ago. I was able to do it now. That Leader Reid, through his PAC resources, have maxed out to my campaign and have made charitable comments about my campaign. Looks forward to me being a part of the Democratic Caucus. The governor is the governor of the state of Florida, and I assume that if he calls the leader of the Senate, that he would want to return a call, and that has happened.
Are you sure it's Chris calling Harry Reid, or is it Harry Reid calling?
I'm not sure of the exchange, because this is what the governor is sharing for political purposes, in my opinion. I don't know if he's talked to Mitch McConnell. If he has, he's not sharing it in the way that he's sharing it in conversations over the past couple of weeks, or not past couple of weeks, but over weeks. I read about it in the paper just like everyone else.
The fact that you even have to endure these kind of questions about one of your opponents talking to the majority leader, what does that say for your campaign and the enthusiasm for that?
Well, just put it this way, I wouldn't want a majority leader to ignore the call of the governor of the state of Florida. I mean, I'm looking at it from a public policy standpoint. The politics, there's empirical evidence to show that I'm supported by the Democratic Caucus, the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. I was invited to come before the caucus, not the governor. And that a number of the members that I spoke in front of today have written a check to my campaign and supported my campaign, including John Kerry, who has held 2 events in Boston for my campaign, with a number of other members, including Mr. Reid, who has been a host of an event here in Washington, D.C. for my campaign. So the evidence is overwhelming. And as it relates to public policy, many of the people in the room, we have worked together over the years in making America stronger and better. And the governor is just, he's talking about phone calls.
There's a poll out today that shows the governor in the lead, in part because he's drawing Democratic support.
Well, the real issue is that I haven't taken a 15-second radio ad out yet. There's been a big battle between the governor and Mr. Rubio, and I believe that Democrats are looking at that because they don't want Mr. Rubio to be elected. The fact that we have not gone up on television or radio yet, where they can see a Democrat that has a record of being for many of the issues that Democrats are for, and including independents, including moderate Republicans. We feel when that starts to happen and we have consistency of a message before all of Florida, I think you'll see those numbers change. I think you'll see us win this primary. I see me as the next United States Senator.